Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to issue 77 and also the final issue for this part of the videos, issue 78 of Build the Terminator.
The Terminator, week by week, built the T-800, the killing machine that defined a generation. Easy to build with high-quality metal components. You can control sound, lights, articulated limbs, and LED eyes, and explore the Terminator universe. Build the Terminator, issue 1, just $1.99.
So welcome back everyone, hope you're enjoying the videos so far. We've successfully worked on the upper left arm and shoulder joint, and now we are moving on to the first finger and hand, and also just a couple parts for the shoulder joint itself. So again, not a great deal to do today, but if you remember from the very early days when we started on the right hand, there was lots of problems with the finger joints, and I'm really hopeful this time that the pins and rubber connectors aren't going to be a problem, because there was a massive issue in terms of the quality of those parts basically, which caused massive problems for the fingers. The toes were easy, but the fingers on the right hand were a pain. So I'm hopeful that they're not going to be a problem today. So bear with me and we'll start cracking on now. Okay, so for issue 77, these are the parts you will need. So we've got, first of all, a plastic arm joint. This is component 77.1. So laid out here, I've got the finger joint parts. So first of all, these little pins here, 77.7, they are finger joint connectors. You have 3 of those. Then also you've got 3 of the plastic sleeves for the sleeve joints. Then we have 3 of these little finger joint connector pins. So again, 3 of those. And then lastly, just the actual finger itself. So starting from the smallest one, we've got the left hand first finger, then moving over the second, third, fourth. In terms of the actual thumb, I'm not too sure where that is. I believe it may be this part here, 77.6. But anyway, those are the parts we have. So let's get started. Just quickly as well before we start, you also need some super glue for this and a cocktail stick. Okay, so steps 1 to 4. I've laid out the finger, as you can see, in order. So from 77.6 all the way down to 77.5. So what you want to do, you want to take 77.5, so that's the one at the very back, and you're going to grab 77.4, which is the one next to it. And what you're going to do is you're going to come from underneath, so they will be connected like so. And then what you want to do, so I'm just going to pop those down for a minute. You're going to take one of the connector pins, so the longer ones, and one of these, if you can see that, and you're going to thread that through one of the plastic tubes. So I'm just going to do that now. So you're going to thread that from underneath of 77.4. So I'm going to push that through. They are quite stiff, but you should be able to manage. And then taking the back part, which is 77.5, you're just going to pop that over. So that's going to go on top. And then you're going to take one of the very small pins and you're just going to push that through the top. Just a quick thing though, before you do that, you actually need to super glue that pin. So I think that's just to help it stay into place. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue around the top, and then I'm going to thread that through from the top, just to help keep it secure, because like I mentioned before, they do have some problems with these fingers. They haven't been that great, to be honest. So that's how the first part is looking. Now we're just going to work our way along. So very simple. So now you're going to take 773 and we continue the chain. So this one's going to go actually under rather than over. It's going to go under. And this time, rather than putting the larger pin and sleeve at the bottom, you're going to push those through on the top. So I'm going to thread that through the sleeve again. And then obviously, because we're pushing this larger one from the top, we will then use the little pin to go underneath this time rather than on the top like the first. And again, you're going to super glue that as well. So let's just thread that through. from underneath. Pretty stiff, so it's a good finger workout for making a finger. So thread that through from underneath, as you can see. I'm going to push that through to connect those. Okay, I'm just going to push that down just to make them a bit firmer against one another. Just like before, we're going to grab one of the smaller pins, put a little bit of glue on the top of that pin just to secure it together. I'll also try to not super glue my fingers together because I don't think that will help much. Okay, so that's taking shape now, the finger, as you can see. Now we can move on to the final parts. So steps 5 and 6, you're going to take component 77.2, which is that part here. And what you're going to do, you're going to come from underneath. So I'm just double checking I've got that right. You're going to thread that from underneath. And then what you're going to do, you're going to pop on another pin with the plastic tube from underneath and then the pin from over the top. So I'm just going to do that now. Okay, so I've secured all those parts there, albeit there's a bit of glue on the top, but I'll be honest, I don't really care. I'll scrape that off at a later date. That's how the first finger looks. The oval peg here, that goes at the very end, that just slots on. It says to put a bit of glue on, but mine feels nice and secure, so that is that issue complete. The first finger is finished. Okay, so for the final issue today, issue 78. So I've got everything laid out, as you can see. We've worked on from 72 to now. So obviously I've got the upper left arm there with shoulder connection part, also the finger we just made, and also the new components here. So 78.1, we have that is the left arm cover, which is plastic. You've then got the shoulder joint, again that's plastic, and also the left hand, which again is plastic. In terms of the actual smaller parts, so we've got one rubber washer for the shoulder joint, and then we've also got 2 metal washers down there, if you can see. We've also got 78.9, which are the 3 PB 2x6mm screws you'll need. We've also got 1 plastic tube, plastic sleeve for the finger joint, and also some finger joint connectors and pins there. You need your screwdrivers, and you also need some glue and a cocktail stick again. So let's get started. So steps 1 to 3, working on the finger and hand. So you're going to flip that around, and the finger itself actually goes on the outer part. So that is that part, I believe. And what you're going to do, you're going to take your finger connector, the longer one, and the plastic tube, and you're going to thread that through, just like you did when you were connecting the finger parts together. Thread those through, and then you want to take the finger itself, and there is a hole here at the end. You're going to thread that pin through from the top. Well, sorry, first of all, it actually goes through the hand. My mistake. So you'll see there the holes there for the pins to go through. So I'm going to push that through. Okay, so once you've pushed that pin in through the top, remember with the plastic tubing, you're going to grab one of the smaller pins, and we're just going to super glue the end of it again, like we did with the fingers, just to secure it in place. Otherwise it might come a bit loose because there's not enough friction alone. So just put a little bit of super glue on, come from underneath the finger and thread that through. And this will be the first finger complete and also connected to the hand. Just going to hold that there for a moment so you can see. And there you go, that's the first finger connected to the hand. So now we're going to move on to steps 4 to 7. Taking component 78.2, which is the shoulder joint, you're going to take this plastic washer here. What you want to do, you're going to put some super glue on the actual pegs, and pop it on to those corresponding holes. So I'll just pop the glue on quickly. This part's nice and simple. As you can see, there's a lot of glue on my fingers, which I absolutely hate, but it's not always a clean job, this build. Sometimes it gets a bit messy. So just align those in. There you go, it's clicked. Just going to hold that down. There we go, that's connected. So now we're going to move on to step 7. So taking the upper arm, and you will see, so on one of the sides of this part here, this is the side that we want to connect that shoulder part to, because it actually has the corresponding area there. So what you want to do is you actually want to glue the outline of that shoulder joint. So we're going to go all the way along, because there's pins there that also connect into the arm. So I'm just going to glue that, and then I can connect those two together. So because it will click into place without the glue, but it's not likely to stay together, so they're just advising that you use a little bit of glue along the circumference of it. So I'm just going to put a little bit all over in random places, and that should be enough to hold it in. So I'm just going to pop that on. There you go, so that's clicked on. I'm just going to hold that into place whilst that sets. So for these final parts, steps 9 to 12, you're going to take the shaft from the previous issue, which was from 73. Obviously we've not used that yet. And what you're going to do, you're actually going to pop this on. So I'm just looking for the components. So we didn't actually use this in the last issue. So this is the upper arm, another upper arm joint, 771. And with this part here, you're going to overlay it into that area there. So you'll see how it sits in nicely like that. Not asking to do any glue at the moment, so obviously we're gonna screw this down. So what you'll do, take the component from issue 73, that shaft that I said before, and what you'll do, so we're gonna spin that round, and you will see there's a section here where that's going to go through, sorry, from this side here, and then you're going to pop on a washer to hold that into place. So I'm just going to thread that through and get one of my metal washers. Okay, so the final step, like I said before, is just popping in the screws. So you just want to secure those to the new shoulder joint, and that will be steps 8 to 12 complete. So I'm just going to align those screws up now and then screw them home. Okay, just finishing off the last screw now, and there you have it. That is all the issues completed from 72 to 78. We have a new shoulder joint which has been fixed today. The upper left arm is taking shape, and lastly you've got your first finger to the hand. So we've made it. I've filmed quite a few episodes today, 72 to 78. Hope you liked the video. Sorry for the slight gaps and a bit randomness of the last video. There was a few issues with my camera, so I had to stop and install it here and there. But like you just saw, we have finally completed all of the parts we need from those issues, and as of the next issue, so I'm going to receive 79 to 82, sorry, we'll be continuing to work on more of the fingers and also the left arm. So I imagine for now it's going to be a case of adding more fingers every issue, adding more parts to the left arm, and eventually that will all be connected to the shoulder area, and then obviously that will have left and right, both sides completed of arms and hands, and then we can start moving on to the chest area, I imagine, or perhaps another leg. But anyway, I'm really excited to see what's coming next in my next delivery. Should be about maybe 2 weeks. If it comes sooner and I have the time, I will film for you sooner. But I am expecting a baby in less than 3 weeks now, my first child. So bear with me. I might be a bit delayed getting my new videos out, but I'll try my best. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well, obviously, and he obviously can get involved in the future of builds like this with me, I hope. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and until next time, I'll see you soon.